Monday to Friday, Lindsey and I get up first thing in the morning and we work out. It's how we start every day. I feel that, it starts our day with the right energy, positive energy, and it makes us feel like we're starting our day with a purpose. You know what I mean? You're investing in yourself, and that's how we start the day. And then we have throughout the day a lot of phone calls, business calls, a lot of team calls, whether it's with our foundation, our production companies, marketing, all that stuff. And that services throughout the day. And then usually around the afternoon, late afternoon, when we have time, we take time to, eat lunch outside, hang out by the pool, do that stuff, and just chill. I think this far into quarantine that I would be dying to see certain people. I'm just so happy because, Lindsey and I, this year, she was traveling for about 10 weeks during the season at different times, but in big chunks. So we didn't really get to spend as much consistent time together. So we've just been really focused on each other. And obviously we had plans to get married during the summer and this time. That might look a little bit different in how we're going to execute that. But, I'm just happy that I have Lindsey. If I missed anybody, it would just be my family, my parents, my brothers, my sisters, that kind of thing. I like kind of playing the trivia game with the COVID-19 frontliners, the doctors, police officers. That's pretty cool. I enjoy the laughs with Wes McCauley and, other players that come on and fans. Every guest is sort of like its own adventure. But what really makes the show is when you have nurses and people come on that are huge hockey fans, that are working on the front lines, that have time to come on, and you give them that 5 minutes of happiness during that time. And I'm just happy to be a part of that. So that's my highlight for sure. I mean, I want to win everything. I want to win everything every year. I mean, that's what you train for. I mean, if I didn't have the mindset of trying to be the best at what I do every day, then what's the point of doing it? You might as well retire. So, I mean, in my opinion, I'm still one of the top defensemen in the league. And when I'm, in the biggest games and the biggest moments, I feel that I'm one of the players that teams, would love to have on their team and that they can rely on. And that's always been my game. So, I think that the past 2 years definitely have been different experiences when you're on a team like Nashville that's got, won President's Trophy, Stanley Cup Finals, Conference Finals, winning divisions, and then going to a team that hasn't made the playoffs or has made it 1 year and out and is a younger team. It's just a different situation. So it's an adjustment, but I definitely believe that there's better things to come for me in my career, whether it's winning a Norris Trophy or a Stanley Cup. A 100%. I think that program, I always say this, I don't do the things that I do in the community aren't done for profile. They're done to make a difference in the community. So, does that make an impact? I'd like to hope so. I mean, with the emails that we've received from officers that have participated in it, from kids, from the happiness the joy that we put in kids' lives from coming to the games and meeting players and having that experience, for some of these kids growing up in inner city, their experiences every day aren't good ones. So, to give them one good experience that lasts forever, and hopefully that turns into many. And also it's just inspiring other people to want to be a part of it and to see police officers and first responders want to extend that reach past the program to say, hey, PK, thanks for putting us meeting person X. We took him to the game. It was great. I actually exchanged contacts. Now I'm in touch with them. I'm in touch with his family. And we've seen that, time and time again. So there's no question. My goal is to have this program. I'd love to have it all over the NHL. It's such a rewarding program. It's not the $10 million donation that I did to the Montreal Children's Hospital, but in my opinion, it's just as impactful. This year, playing with him and getting to know him, I never really compared him to anybody else. And when you look at the players that come into the league, everybody always wants to compare players to players before them. And for me, I think it's very easy to do that. I think it's almost cheating. It's easy for reporters and for people in the media and people that work in the game. it's too easy to just compare a player. Why don't you watch a player and take the time to learn who the player is and what his tendencies are? And the reality is that we can't compare Jack Hughes to anybody. He's only played 1 year in the league. So, he's only played, 60-something games. So I think for him, it's going to take years before we can really make any comparison to who he is. Let's just let him be Jack Hughes for now. You have to remember this. Before you can think about what we need, think about what we're getting now. We're getting another year of experience, right? So, whether we play hockey this season or not, going into next season, it'll be another year for Jack Hughes. It'll be another experience for the younger players, Nico Hischier on the team, Pavel Zacha, Jesper Bratt. All these guys are going to have another year of experience under their belt. I think that is the biggest thing that our team lacked this year, was just experience. We have the youngest team in the league, I believe, or one of the youngest teams, and it showed. But that being said, our team was 6-2-2 the last 10 games before this whole pause came. I think there was a lot of promise showed down the stretch with the coaching change. I think players showed maturity in how they responded after the coaching change. Obviously, our record was better. So, I think there's a lot of promise for the organization and the team. I get a lot of texts from kids about, tryouts and not making teams and what they should be doing training-wise. It's actually pretty cool, and I'm happy that I did it for that reason. It's tough. It's difficult to always answer to everyone, but to all those kids that could continue to do it, because, that's why I love playing the game, and it's one of the best ways to give back is to see the hunger in kids to want to get better. And not just at hockey, but in things that they're going through in their lives. So it's really cool to have that connection with people.